What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to day 82 of the Daniel Bourke Show. It is April 23rd. Every time I have to think about the date, I should really get better at doing the date. What is this? So, what I've been up to today, woke up this morning at my friend's house, George's. We were staying there. We played Monopoly last night. Thank God that last night's game went a bit shorter than last weekend's. It's come like a Saturday tradition that we gather around, have a meal with friends, and play Monopoly. We've done it the past 2 Saturdays. It's been really good fun. Otherwise, edited some videos today. So if you check out my YouTube channel at mrdbourke.com/videos, there'll be about 4 different videos up there, and some more are going to come tomorrow, including one of me working out with one of my friends, Jay, at his gym, Raw Training Australia. I was meant to upload that one today, but editing took a bit longer than I thought, and then the upload failed a couple of times, and there's no excuse really. It should have been up today, but nonetheless, I'm going to upload it tomorrow morning. I'm going to wake up early so that I have all the internet in my house free to use and push it up onto YouTube as fast as I can. So, I don't know. I think it's a pretty cool video. I learned a lot. It was fun being bad at some exercises. When I was training with Jay, I did some exercises that I'd never done before. And that's what I've been trying to do more lately, is work on things that I'm not good at. So I've been running, I've been sprinting, I've been trying to do handstands, I've been doing Olympic lifting, because I've done all the type bodybuilding exercises in the past, like bench press, overhead press, squat, deadlift, and I love them. I love them all fundamentally. But I've also wanted to try out new things and put some more skills on my belt, more, I don't know, tools on my tool belt if you want, and think, oh, if I wanted to try that, I could try that. That's the kind of person I want to be throughout my whole life, is I want to look at something and think, you know what, I could give that a go. I don't want to be that person who's like, oh, I can't do that, right? And it's, 10:22 tonight, and before I pressed record on this podcast, I wasn't really feeling like it, right? I just had something to eat, and I'm sort of, when you get that past eating feel and you're like a bit tired now, I'm almost ready for bed, to be honest. I'm going to go to bed shortly after I finish this and upload it. And I don't know. I find that once I start the podcast and I get this energy level, because I'm trying to bring value to people, and let me know if I'm not, if I am. I'd like to, if you got any feedback or advice for me, I'd love to hear it, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on the podcast. Hit me up, because I'm open to feedback. I can watch some of it back my own, but to be honest, if I was to watch back every video, I'd lose time, and I want to dedicate that in other places. I'm not complaining, and I'm not looking for, I don't know, an excuse or something like that. I don't believe in excuses, really. This is just me, myself. And that's, what was I even talking about? See, my brain is, all the blood from my brain is going to digesting food. Yeah, that's it. Trying things that I'm bad at. So before I started YouTube, like recording these videos, I wasn't that great on camera. Now I'm finding that when the camera's there, it's all right. I'm getting slightly better. I don't know. If I watched the video today of me and Jay working out. I edited it, and I think I'm slowly getting better at being on camera. Don't know, not perfect. Podcasting, I'm really loving. If it's just the mic in front of me, I can talk, I can throw chat, talk a bit of banter. I think I'm getting a little bit better at that. Maybe I'm still talking too fast. I'm consciously thinking of all these things while I'm doing this. Today, I don't have a plan. I usually have my iPad here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see that I have my iPad and I talk about a few key points. But today, Sunday can be a fun day, freestyling. But I think this week I've got a guest on the show. A first female guest on the show. Most of my close friends are all males, so they're the only people I've really had on the show. But in the next 3 guests will probably be girls, to be honest. I've been reaching out and asking more people if they want to come on the show, just so I can try to bring more value to you guys by getting not just my point of view, because I'm I like to be the dumbest person in the room, and I learn a lot from everyone out there, right? It's hard for me to sort of get over the fact that I'm humble and think that I can bring value to other people. So that's why, I don't know, I find it hard to talk myself up. I really do. I find it hard to be in a leadership position and delegate to others, but I'm working on it, right? I'm practicing every day and maybe getting better at it, maybe not, but over time, I think it's something you have to build up to. You have to just keep doing it, right? Like, day 1 of the podcast, not that great. Day 83, maybe a bit better. Day 82, maybe a bit better, whatever. But I'm going on tangents here everywhere. It's like what I'm sorry, guys, but what else did I do? Oh, today I watched one of my good friends, George, play soccer, and there were the cheerleaders there, which is the girls who are like friends and girlfriends of the boys that are playing soccer, and my friends as well. They were all into drama in high school, and I said, yeah, well, in my high school, I went to an all-boys school, and drama it had a negative connotation to it, and music and art and whatnot. It was seen as the gay classes, and I know it's 2017, and if you say that something's gay, it's like whatever, not politically correct, but that was the terminology used, and gay was sort of a synonym for bad, or don't do that because it's even actually worse than bad in my high school. This is 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And yeah, if something was called gay, it was almost worse than bad. That was a very negative connotation to be told to. And I know that's just a bad way of doing things. Now that I'm sort of smarter, smarter, older, whatever, wiser, that's not a good way of talking down to things at all. Talking down to anything is not I'm a very optimistic person, so talking down on anything, particularly something of knowledge and way of expressing yourself, is not, I don't know, those words shouldn't be used, and just the fact of talking down on it shouldn't be used either, because fundamentally that's how human beings express themselves, through art, through music, through drama. And I think I lacked a lot of that coming out of high school. And I was talking to these girls about drama because one of them is really into it, and actually all 3 of them were. And they were teaching me some games, and I think it's called Zoom or something like that. And you're in a group of people, and you give these directional signals with your arms. And if you do the wrong signal, you're out. And the idea is you keep going until there's only one person left in the circle. And so that's a really fun game. And in high school, I really wish that if I was to go back, I would totally do those classes. Art, music, drama. Because, okay, I did maths. I loved all the other classes I did. Maths, whatever, physics, and all that sort of stuff. But at the same time, I think it took me a few years, or two, at least till this year, for me to really start expressing myself in ways that I hadn't before. And that's through video, through podcasting, through different outlets. And I'm actually really thankful looking back that I did public speaking and debating in high school, because being able to communicate, being able to project yourself to a crowd and sort of be okay with expressing your true self in whatever art form it may be and whatever creative outlet you may have, that, I think, at least in my opinion, that's a phenomenally important skill. And I was talking to these girls and just praising them on how they go about their lives. Like one is studying to be a teacher and studying education as well as drama, and she's going to be an English and a drama teacher. If I'm getting this wrong, Rose, I'm sorry, and if you're watching, hey, but I was saying, like, that's a really important skill to be able to teach people, or maybe not even teach people, to enable them to be themselves and express themselves in ways they might not have thought before. I think that's really because it's already inside of them. We're already, like, fundamentally, we're all meant to express ourselves. I did a podcast, man, like 40 days ago or something, the 5 regrets to live by. Top 5 regrets to live by. Number 1 was not of... And long story short, this nurse worked for 8 years in, I think it's palliative care or hospice care, which is where essentially people go to die. It's their last 12 weeks of their life. And she was a nurse for 8 years, and she interviewed people on their lives. And the number 1 regret all of them had, well, not all of them, sorry. The most common one was not expressing their true selves. And I believe that not expressing your true self is that one of the fundamental causes for so many things in life, like anxiety, depression, etc., etc. All these mental diseases, all these other diseases, physical maybe as well, comes from not expressing your true self. And that's something that was one of my goals for this year, is to be the truest version of myself, to express myself and not be afraid of putting myself out there in front of others. And that's what I'm trying to do with this YouTube video and podcast, and just generally when I have interactions with others. I I still am, but I used to a lot more than I am now, be paralyzed by my thoughts on what other people would think about me. So I thought way too much about what other people thought. And don't get me wrong, I still do. 100% still do. But I'm getting better at managing that. I don't know if you can fully ever get rid of it, but it's probably always going to be there. I think you just get better at dealing with it over time. And that's what I'm trying to work on this year. And so this has gone from, actually, this is a good tie-in. I started the podcast on talking about doing things that I'm bad at. And so in the past, I'd been bad at expressing my true self, whether it be whatever scenario. I just and before, like in the past, I think I have a good understanding of what my true self is now, and it's impossible to explain in words. But I think everyone has that sort of voice in their head of what's telling them what to do or what not to do. But I feel like I'm in a good place right now in terms of expressing myself and following that voice in my head or whatnot. And that was something I was bad at before this year. And so at the start of the podcast, at the start of this episode, I was talking about doing things that I'm bad at, and that's what I've been enjoying as well, is just expressing myself through these different outlets. And I've said that so many times, expressing myself. I'm just thinking in my head, you've said expressing yourself like a dozen times in the past 2 minutes, but that's all right. That was something I used to be bad at. Now I'm slowly improving. And that's the same with anything. Like there's exercise I was doing with Jay, and in the video where I was working out with him, you can see that it's going to be called Functional Friday on the 24th of April, or just look in my recent uploads. And running as well, but slow progress is good progress. I used to want to do everything so quickly, but now I've realized that the long game is the only game, and patience is such a key virtue, as well as expressing yourself. So I might wrap that up there. What's today's challenge? Today's challenge is, I don't know, go into a crowd or go up to a random person and just ask them a question. That's it. Or say hello. That's it. Something you wouldn't usually do. Try to challenge yourself and just see what happens, right? You don't know. You might go and ask if you see a girl walking at the coffee shop reading a book, ask her what book she's reading. Vice versa, if it's a guy, if it's a girl, it doesn't have to be the opposite sex, could be same sex, whoever. But if you just see someone that's doing something interesting, ask them why they're doing that. So that's the daily challenge. But thank you all so much for listening. I've uploaded a few videos on YouTube recently if you want to check them out. Actually, why am I saying that now? This video won't be up for another few days because I'm going to do a bi-weekly upload schedule. No, sorry, twice weekly. I don't know if I'm saying it right. But anyway, you get the deal. I'll upload when I can, every few days, because you know the drill. If you listen to previous episodes, my internet's not the greatest, so each video takes 6+ hours to upload, and no one can use the net when it's happening at home, but that's a story for another time. So whatever you're doing, I hope you have an awesome day. Text someone you love them, or call them. Call them's better. Call someone, tell them you love them. But I'll see you all tomorrow for day 83. Thanks you so much for being here. Love you all, and catch you later.